In the legal world, even after a guilty plea, there are avenues for seeking a less severe sentence. This is where mitigating factors come into play. Mitigating factors are circumstances that a court might consider to reduce the severity of a sentence. They paint a broader picture of the situation, often humanizing the offender and highlighting reasons behind their actions. These factors aim to achieve a balance between punishment and rehabilitation. They acknowledge that every case is unique and a rigid application of the law might not always serve justice. Instead, understanding the context of the offense and the character of the offender can lead to a more appropriate sentence. Judges have a degree of discretion when it comes to sentencing. Mitigating factors provide a framework for exercising this discretion in a fair and consistent manner. By presenting these factors, defense lawyers can argue for a more lenient sentence, such as a shorter prison term, a fine instead of imprisonment, or community service. It's important to note that mitigating factors don't excuse the crime. Rather, they provide context and encourage the court to consider the bigger picture. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure that the punishment fits not only the crime, but also the individual and their circumstances. Two common and significant mitigating factors are first-time offenses and genuine remorse. When someone commits a crime for the first time, it doesn't necessarily define their character. They might have made a mistake, exercised poor judgment, or succumbed to situational pressures. A first-time offender often lacks the criminal intent that might be present in repeat offenders. The court might view this as an opportunity for rehabilitation, believing that the individual is capable of learning from their mistakes and becoming a law-abiding citizen. Genuine remorse, too, plays a crucial role in sentencing. It reflects an understanding of the wrongfulness of one's actions and a sincere regret for the harm caused. Remorse can be demonstrated through apologies to the victim, attempts to right the wrong, and a willingness to take responsibility for one's actions. When an offender expresses genuine remorse, it suggests that they are unlikely to reoffend. The court might view this as a sign that they are on the path to redemption and deserve a second chance. Therefore, demonstrating sincere remorse can significantly influence the court's decision and potentially lead to a more lenient sentence. Two other important mitigating factors are early guilty pleas and challenging personal circumstances. An early guilty plea indicates a willingness to cooperate with the justice system and accept responsibility for one's actions. This saves the court time and resources by avoiding a lengthy trial. Moreover, an early guilty plea can spare the victim the stress and trauma of having to testify in court. The court often views this as a sign of respect for the victim and the legal process, potentially leading to a reduced sentence. Challenging personal circumstances can also influence sentencing decisions. These might include factors such as a history of abuse, mental health issues, or difficult family situations. While these circumstances do not excuse criminal behavior, they can provide context for understanding the offender's actions. The court might consider these factors to gain a more complete picture of the individual and their motivations, potentially leading to a more compassionate and appropriate sentence. Section 4. Misrepresentation in contracts. Understanding the different forms. Contracts are the backbone of countless transactions, and their integrity is paramount. When one party provides false information that induces the other party to enter into a contract, it's called misrepresentation. This can render the contract voidable, meaning the misled party can choose to rescind it. Understanding the different types of misrepresentation is crucial for protecting your rights and navigating legal complexities. We can categorize misrepresentation into three main types: fraudulent, negligent, and innocent. Fraudulent misrepresentation is the most serious type. It involves knowingly making a false statement with the intent to deceive the other party. For example, if a car salesman tampered with the odometer to hide a car's true mileage and convinced a buyer to pay a higher price based on this false information, that would be fraudulent misrepresentation. Negligent misrepresentation occurs when a party makes a false statement without taking reasonable care to ensure its accuracy. For instance, if a financial advisor recommended an investment without verifying its suitability for the client, resulting in financial losses for the client, that could be considered negligent misrepresentation. Innocent misrepresentation, on the other hand, happens when a party makes a false statement believing it to be true, without any intent to deceive or negligence involved. Each type of misrepresentation has different legal consequences, so it's important to understand these distinctions. Section 5. The Work Injury Benefits Act, protecting families after workplace tragedies. Workplace accidents are an unfortunate reality, and some can tragically result in fatalities. The loss of a breadwinner can be devastating for a family, both emotionally and financially. In such circumstances, the Work Injury Benefits Act, or WIBA, steps in to provide crucial support. The WIBA is a piece of legislation designed to protect the rights of employees and their families in cases of work-related injuries or deaths. It ensures that families who have lost a loved one due to a workplace incident are not left to bear the financial burden alone. Under the WIBA, the family of a deceased employee is entitled to compensation. This compensation can help cover funeral expenses, loss of income, and other costs associated with the tragedy. The amount of compensation is determined based on factors like the deceased employee's age, earnings, and number of dependents. The Directorate of Occupational Safety and Health Services, or DOSHS, plays a vital role in the process. They investigate workplace accidents to determine their cause and whether any safety regulations were violated. Their findings are crucial in establishing liability and ensuring that negligent employers are held accountable. Section 6. The role of DOSHS, ensuring proper handling of workplace death claims. When a workplace fatality occurs, DOSHS steps in to investigate the incident thoroughly. They visit the worksite, interview witnesses, examine machinery and equipment, and review safety procedures. Their objective is to understand the circumstances leading to the fatality and identify any breaches of safety regulations. The findings of the DOSHS investigation are used to determine if the employer was at fault. If negligence is established, the employer can face penalties, and the deceased employee's family will have a stronger claim for compensation under WIBA. This process ensures that employers are held accountable for providing a safe working environment for their employees. For families seeking compensation, it's crucial to follow the proper legal procedures. They need to file a claim with the relevant authorities, providing all necessary documentation such as the death certificate, medical reports, and proof of the deceased's employment and income. Navigating these legal complexities can be daunting, especially during a time of grief. Seeking legal counsel from experienced lawyers can be invaluable in ensuring that the family's rights are protected and they receive the compensation they deserve. The legal system can be complex, but understanding these basic concepts can empower individuals to protect their rights and navigate legal situations with greater confidence. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel at STV_tutorials for more informative content.